Sorry, I don't know if you can hear me. We're going to start reading. Here we go. From this, Joseph should know that I did not speak dishonestly about him in his absence, for Allah certainly did not guide the scheming of the dishonest, and I do not seek to free myself from blame, for indeed the soul is ever inclined to evil, except those shown mercy by my Lord. Surely my Lord is all forgiving, most merciful. The king said, bring him to me. I will employ him exclusively in my service. And when Joseph spoke to him, the king said, today you are highly esteemed and fully trusted by us. Okay. Okay, where is it? Okay. Joseph proposed, put me in charge of the storehouses of the land, for I am truly reliable and adept. This is how we established Joseph in the land to settle wherever he pleased. We shower our mercy on whoever we will, and we never discount the reward of the good doers. And the reward of the hereafter is far better for those who are faithful and are mindful of Allah. And Joseph's brothers came and entered his presence. He recognized them, but they are unaware of who he really was. When he had provided them with their supplies, he demanded, bring me your brother on your father's side. Do you not see that I give full measure and I am the best of hosts? But if you do not bring him to me, next time I will have no grain for you, nor will you ever come close to me again. They promised, we will try to convince his father to let him come. We will certainly do our best. Joseph ordered his servants to put his brother's money back into their saddlebags, um, so that they would find it when they returned to their family, and perhaps they would come back. Okay. When Joseph's brothers returned to their father, they pleaded, oh, our father, we have been denied further supplies, so send our brother with us, so that we may receive our measure, and we will definitely watch over him. He responded, should I trust you with him as I once trusted you with his brother Joseph? But only Allah is the best protector, and he is the most merciful of the merciful. When they opened their bags, they discovered their money had been returned to them. They argued, oh, our father, what more can we ask for? Here is our money, fully returned to us. Now we can buy more food for our family. We will watch over our brother and obtain an extra camel load of grain. That load can be easily secured. Jacob insisted, I will not send him with you until you give me a solemn oath by Allah that you will certainly bring him back to him unless you are totally overpowered. Then after they had given him their oaths, he concluded, Allah is a witness to what we have said. Okay, I am going to move. Sorry. Sorry. Is this better now? Sorry, it might have been a bit loud. Just had a nice place there. Okay. So, we're going to finish this. I'm running. I've gotten better at it. Okay. He then instructed them, O my sons, do not enter the city all through one gate, but through separate gates. I cannot help you against what is destined by Allah in the least. It is only Allah who decides. In him I put my trust, and in him let the faithful put their trust. Then, when they entered, as their father had instructed them, this did not help them against the will of Allah whatsoever. It's just a desire in Jacob's heart, which he satisfied. He was truly blessed with great knowledge because of what we had taught him, but most people have no knowledge. When they entered Joseph's presence, he called his brother Benjamin aside and confided in him, I'm indeed your brother, Joseph, so do not feel distressed about what they have been doing. When Joseph had been provided had provided them with supplies, he slipped the royal cup into the brothers' back. Then a herald cried, "O people of the caravan, you must be thieves." They asked, turning back, "What have you lost?" The herald, along with the guards, replied, "We have lost the king's measuring cup, and whoever brings it will be awarded a camel load of grain. I guarantee it." Joseph's brothers replied, "By Allah, you know well that we did not come to cause trouble in the land, nor are we thieves." Joseph's men asked, "What should be the price for theft if you are lying?" Joseph's brothers responded, "The price will be the enslavement of the one in whose bag the cup is found. That is how we will punish the wrongdoers." Joseph began searching their bags before that of his brother Benjamin. This is in parentheses because Benjamin's not mentioned in the text, as we can see here. It says here, Achihi. So Achihi is of his brother. Then brought it out of Benjamin's bag. This is how we inspired Joseph to plan. He could not have taken his brother under the king's law, but Allah had so willed we elevate in rank whoever we will. But above those ranking in knowledge is the one all-knowing. Ilmin Alim. So, to distance themselves, Joseph's brothers argued, "If he has stolen, so did his full brother before." But Joseph suppressed his outrage, revealing nothing of them, and said to himself, "You are in such an evil position, and Allah knows best the truth of what you claim." They appealed, "O chief minister, he has a very old father, so take one of us instead. We surely see you as one of the good doers." Joseph responded, "Allah forbid that we should take other than the one with whom we found our property. Otherwise, we would surely be unjust." And this will be the last one for today. When they lost all hope in him, they spoke privately. The eldest of them said, "Do you not know that your father has taken a solemn oath by Allah from you, nor how you failed him regarding Joseph before? So I am not leaving this land until my father allows me to, or Allah decides for me, for he is the best of judges." It's Khairul Hakim, or Khairul Hakimin. Khairul Hakimin, the best of judges. Yes, it's the same word. It's the same word, Robert. Achi. It's Hebrew and Arabic are the same with that word. Um, so it's kind of cool. There's some things that are definitely in common. But this has been an interesting one. Sorry we had a little difficulty with the streaming. Sometimes we have a little bit of problems because I'm not doing, usually I do kind of travel engagements as opposed to like at a studio. I think it's kind of fun that way. We get to see a lot of cool things in nature, all kinds of stuff like that. So this is our journey today. We have maybe one or two more parts depending, and then we're going to watch a movie or play a game. You guys will get to decide. I'm the traveling Patty. I just cleaned my beanie, by the way. So, do you have any questions so far about this? Like in our comparison from the Qur'an to Bereshit, Genesis? Because I think there, from my analysis, a lot of this is we can see kind of cross-examination between the two. There are slight differences, and you can see that they might have different kinds of engagements, just like using an academic level of looking at this. I'm a field reporter. I'm your religious field reporter and journalist, talking about like how do we engage these different religions, what's in common, what's different. I really don't like the Salafi analysis of attacking the Torah. I'm not sure if you've heard that. I don't like the Salafi engagement where the Salafi analysis is like, well, we're doing conscious edits. I'm like, no, they're just different narrative. They have different kinds of perspectives within their narratives. This narrative does not counter the biblical narrative. They're just different kinds of narratives. And I think it's really kind of grotesque when a person tries. I don't know. I've gotten kind of sickened by some of the things I see in Muslim apologetics. I have all the biblical things because I try to make it episodic. So we have every single episode of the readings that we've been doing. But yeah, basically in Genesis, we've gone through the story. Um, we've talked about the well. There wasn't a wolf in the um, the Islamic narrative. I'll do probably at the end of this. I can give just like an overlap of different. Yeah. We can kind of engage all the different information of what we've seen. We'll do like a summary of what we've seen from both because I think this is the most important analysis is the 14 chapters of Genesis to the Quranic narrative because it's the closest thing that you have to the Quran of a full narrative that you see in a biblical narrative. And I think it's important to analyze them. And we could just, from a purely objective academic view, look at them and say, okay, this is what we see in common versus what we see in different. Yeah, I'm not a fan of these Dawa people. I think they're awful, and I don't like how they treat Christianity. I think it's pretty disgusting and grotesque. That's my personal opinion. Um, yeah, like if you saw, maybe we should do some of my debates, review my debates. Would you be interested in that? I can review the junior debate um, whenever you like. We can look at. I have two junior debates, one with Apostate Prophet and one with David Wood, my good friends. Um, and I think it doesn't really matter what we feel about this. I just think we need to be open and objective and accountable. I think that's my biggest problem with a lot of these debates. There's a lack of accountability, and I don't see it on the Christian side. I see it on the Muslim side primarily, which bothers me deeply. I'm like, this is not in good faith. Like, I think the people I miss, like people like Dr. Shabir Ali, like at least there's like a civil conversation. You might disagree, but you can have a good conversation where it's honest and fair, and it's not these folks are. It's very embarrassing, and they're not doing a good job. And I mean, I guess it depends on your opinion. If you like chest thumping, they might be doing a good job, but on a human approach, I would say it's not very human. So, oh yeah, well, thank you for coming. Yeah, Dr. Wood is a good friend of mine. I think maybe I might be in his Islamicize Me Too if he makes one. I would love to start it. Who knows? Maybe I'll play a Christian or something. I would like to play a protagonist if I can. Um, I agree. People who say this, I think people who think like that need to go to jail. I don't. Okay, this might be a pretty conservative view, but I believe in social contract theory. Our rights end when another rights begin. So if someone makes that type of position, those people need to go to jail. And it's actually shocking because I mean that those are incitements of violence. And I don't know how someone could openly feel that that's okay to talk like that. I think you can disagree respectfully, and sometimes you might hear things you may not agree with. And I mean that's a part of debates. Like so, some people might hear about their heroes being talked about in not such a good way. Then you need to focus on how to be positive with your heroes. So that's my personal feelings and opinions on that. So, yeah. Anything else before we head out? I do agree with you though, Robert. I think that's a big problem, and it's not okay. It's not acceptable. Um, and I don't like when people say that in one breath and the next breath talk about progressive politics about a certain community in the Middle East and wanting peace for that. I don't be consistent. If you care about lives, care about all lives. You know, care about Christian lives, Muslim lives, Jewish lives, Hindu, Buddhist lives, Hindus' lives, Buddhist lives, Jain lives. Care about all the lives. Don't just say, hey, I'm selectively caring and having empathy. Selective empathy is it's pretty gross. So I'm not for it. Um, but those are my feelings, and we can head out now. Thank you for coming by. Peace and blessings. Shalom Aleichem. Shabbat Shalom. They might say Juma Mubarak. get ready to have a good, peaceful day.